Greetings, folks. I'm Casey. I'm here to talk a little bit about COVID-19, a little bit about a couple of other ideas I have, and to tell you that there'll be some upcoming videos on some or all of these topics in the coming days and weeks ahead. So please hit the subscribe button and watch for these videos. First of all, I'm going to talk about the COVID-19 just for a second. Something that I haven't heard stressed enough actually is the word stress, and that one of the cheapest and most effective things you can do to fortify your immune system is to keep an eye on your stress levels. Whether that's staying off Twitter because it makes you angry and raises your stress hormones, trying not to antagonize your older sister if you're a young person, or etc. There are a number of things that cost you nothing that will end up having health benefits, not only health benefits to help you fight the coronavirus, but mental health benefits as well. So stay calm, breathe deep, do what you can do to remove stressors from your life. Next, make politics boring again is a slogan that I came up with a year and a half, 2 years ago, when it became apparent to me that most of us in this country, apart from the people who are being paid for it, are mostly pretty tired of the yelling and gridlock and name-calling, point-scoring, two-party gridlock-based system that we currently have. So if the rest of us can go to work side by side with people whom we disagree with and maybe don't even like very much and still get our jobs done, we should probably be able to hire some people to work for Congress who do the same. So, next, the UBI. Question is whether it's socialism or not. Now, leaving out the fact that a check from the government wouldn't tell you how to spend it and wouldn't come along with the government taking over the means of production. So, by the terms of the standard definition of socialism, it doesn't meet it. And as far as culturally, we might talk to maybe a few Trump supporters from Alaska who have been cashing checks from their government for 3 or 4 decades now, and I believe haven't been burning their checks in the streets. I could be wrong. So my thought on UBI is that it actually democratizes capitalism to a certain degree, because capitalism is democratic is a claim that we often hear, and it has enough of a kernel of truth that it's kind of a sticky idea and it sticks with us, but it's not exactly accurate because, well, obviously not everyone has the same vote, so it's not democratic in that. And actually, not everyone has a meaningful vote at all. So what a UBI of, say, $12,000 a la Andrew Yang's freedom dividend would do is give everyone a $12,000 vote in how the economy goes. Now, is that a meaningful vote? Would we need to up it to making it a meaningful vote? That's a question I'm willing to look at and discuss with anyone who's willing to talk. 2020 or 2024, is it time for all these disaffected voters from these two main parties to congeal into a third party of middle-of-the-road centrist types who really would just rather see things work, have infrastructure that isn't crumbling and health infrastructure that isn't woefully underprepared in times of great need, such as right now. So I think that there's enough antipathy toward the main two parties and enough non-voters who might show up and become voters if they were given a good enough reason to, that 2020/2024 might be the year of the third party or the write-in no party candidate. So let's start thinking about that as well. Next, I have the evolutionary utility of games on my mind. I think that probably the invention of games was an accelerant in the cognitive capacity of humans, and it interests me to think about and talk about what evolutionary tool sets we might be sharpening when we're playing certain games, how we could maybe hack our biology with certain games, and the effects of winning and losing certain games on our moods and things like that. So all of those things interest me. And then at last we have my moonshot idea. Literally, we got the moon, and we've got a rocket, pickaxe and shovel, and well, we've got an asteroid. So we're talking about mining extraterrestrial rocks. Now, it is my belief that we either have or will have within 5 or 10 years the requisite technology at hand to create self-replicating mining drones which can land on the moon and on asteroids, mine and refine in place, perhaps even smelt the ore down into usable metals, 3D print more versions of themselves, and then start sending packets of refined metals back toward low Earth orbit, where they're then caught and dropped down in, say, SpaceX capsules or what have you. So these are some of my kind of out-of-the-box ideas that I would like to talk a little bit more about with some people who, you know, may have had part of these ideas or maybe see these ideas from another angle and might have a missing piece that might help them work even better, or any other ideas that are out of the mainstream that have some promise of working but may have some difficulty attached to them, because it's the kind of thinking that really interests me, is kind of plugging away at puzzles until something breaks and works. So anyway, I'm not sure any of these ideas is great, but like I said, I think they're interesting, and I'd like to talk to people who have interesting ideas and like talking about them. So thanks for listening. See you later. Stay healthy.